On February 5th, 2022, in Brown Deer, Wisconsin, a 23-year-old woman arrived in an apartment complex to carry out a routine custody exchange involving her 2-year-old son. The setting was familiar. There was no police presence, no formal supervision. It was not her first time at that address. Shortly after 10 a.m., everything changed. Multiple gunshots were heard. Emergency calls flooded dispatch. A witness attempting to assist became another victim. A second man was struck. Inside the apartment, the suspected shooter began live streaming. He was armed. A child was with him. He spoke into the camera and made threats as viewers watched in real time.
Yo, I just want to say I'm sorry. This is going to be the last day everybody hear from me, bro. This is going to be the last day y'all hear from me, bro. I'm sorry. There's just been too much going on. Police out here. Police right there. Somebody come get my son first. This not finna end well for nobody, cuz. Yeah, cuz y'all nothing. Y'all finna have to kill me, bro. Cause I'm gonna shoot at y'all, so y'all might as well finish. I'm not finna shoot right now. Come get my son first. Matter of fact, just wait until till his parents come. Y'all finna have to kill me. I'm not killing myself, bro. Cause I'm ready to go. We done talking. Didn't I just shit you? We done talking.
Police arrived, set up a perimeter, and attempted to make contact. Tactical units responded. The standoff unfolded while the stream continued. Officers moved cautiously. Residents were ordered to shelter in place. Some were evacuated. The outcome, multiple casualties. The suspect was found dead inside. The child was rescued unharmed. But the damage was irreversible. This was not a random act. The shooter knew the victim. They shared a child. And the events of that morning were not without context.
Said the gunman shot 3 people Saturday morning, killing 2 of them before killing himself. One of the victims, family says, was the mother of his child. 12 News' Courtney Sisk sat down with her parents today, who say they're heartbroken.
Our little area is gone.
Parents torn apart by the death of their child. 23-year-old Ariana Reed was one of the victims shot and killed Saturday at the Park Plaza Apartments in Brown Deer.
They lost a star, a shining star, a precious rare diamond. She was everything to us.
Reed leaves behind her 2-year-old son, Egypt. Family tells 12 News she shared that child with the suspected shooter, who police say shot and killed himself.
Darling, and we're going to miss her greatly.
Father God, we ask that you bring peace. We ask that you bring strength, God.
My heart is so broken. I'm so lost. I always call her Light Bright because of the smile that she had. Yes. And she's going to be truly missed.
I don't want to have to attend one of these again. But I want to say thank you, guys, for coming out and supporting my family through this difficult time. Keep us in your prayers. Thank you for coming out.
Stay with us as we unravel the shocking story and uncover the heartbreaking details of what led to this senseless loss. Before we begin, let us know in the comments, where are you watching from? And what are your thoughts as the story unfolds? Welcome to True Crime Tales, where we reveal the crimes that shock communities and the secrets hidden behind closed doors. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's begin. Ariana Nicole Reed was born on April 8, 1998, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She was raised in the city and completed her early education within the Milwaukee public school system. She graduated from Milwaukee Marshall High School, where she was known by peers for her upbeat personality and involvement in school life. After high school, she enrolled at Bryan and Stratton College. She pursued a career in the medical field and earned a degree as a medical assistant. This career choice placed her in a professional environment centered on patient care and healthcare services, indicating her commitment to stable employment and responsibility. Following graduation, Ariana worked as a medical assistant in local clinics. beyond her day job. She had aspirations of expanding into business. She expressed intentions to launch a vending machine business and was reportedly taking early steps to do so. In addition, she dabbled in creative design and showed interest in managing small-scale projects, possibly branding, graphics, or custom design work. These ambitions suggested a proactive approach to financial independence. She was balancing these efforts alongside her work in the medical field, indicating time management and planning. Multiple sources described her as disciplined and business-minded. At the time of her death, Ariana was a mother of a 2-year-old boy named Egypt. She shared custody with her ex-boyfriend, Larval Huddleston. The arrangement between them was informal, with no known court filings. Custody exchanges were done independently, without third-party supervision. Family members describe her as deeply committed to her child's well-being and future. She reportedly prioritized parenting, supporting Egypt's care while maintaining employment and planning her business ventures. Ariana was often referred to as family-oriented and the emotional center of her household. Larval Huddleston, age 26 at the time of the incident, was originally from Chicago, Illinois. At the time of the shooting, he was residing in Brown Deer, a northern suburb of Milwaukee. He was the biological father of Egypt, Ariana's son. According to online profiles and posts, he referred to himself on social media by aliases including Vel. He maintained an active social media presence, often sharing videos, live streams, and personal commentary. His online activity primarily reflected interests in rap music, lifestyle content, and live interaction with viewers. His digital behavior was public and regularly updated. Huddleston was arrested in 2019 in Milwaukee County for carrying a concealed weapon. His case was not resolved prior to the shooting. It had been repeatedly delayed due to COVID-19 related court slowdowns. He was never convicted in that case and remained out on bond pending trial. At the time of the incident, there were no known restraining orders or domestic violence convictions linked to him. There were also no active firearm restrictions in public records. No documented complaints were filed against him by Ariana or her family in official legal channels. His online activity indicated potential behavioral concerns. He exhibited confrontational and erratic behavior on live streams and frequently posted in a provocative or aggressive tone. Content included rap lyrics, threats, and commentary directed at unnamed individuals. No official mental health evaluation was ever filed publicly, and there was no court-mandated psychiatric assessment in relation to his pending criminal case. Despite his online persona, there was no intervention or red flag reporting made by followers or contacts. The custody arrangement between Ariana and Larval was not legally formalized. Exchanges of their son took place directly between the two, typically at the Park Plaza apartments in Brown Deer, where Huddleston lived. There was no known third-party monitoring or court oversight. This type of informal custody practice is not uncommon in situations where parents agree verbally. However, such arrangements may increase vulnerability in high-conflict relationships due to the absence of legal protocols, documentation, or safety measures during exchanges. The pattern of exchanges appeared consistent, suggesting the drop-off routine was familiar to both. Accounts from Ariana's family indicate that the relationship between her and Huddleston became more strained in the months leading to February 2022. Though no public legal filings were made, family members alleged manipulative and emotionally abusive behavior. Verbal altercations and controlling behavior were mentioned, although no police reports have been confirmed. On the morning of the incident, Huddleston allegedly made a call to Ariana's family prior to the shooting. During the call, he reportedly said, "It's over. Come get Egypt." This statement was interpreted as either a threat or a final message, raising concerns about his mental state at the time. That phone call occurred shortly before the scheduled drop-off, when Ariana was already en route to the apartment. There were several warning signs that did not result in formal intervention. No legal documentation of abuse. Despite family concerns, no protective orders, restraining orders, or police complaints were filed against Huddleston. This prevented any legal safety measures from being enforced. No monitoring at custody exchanges. The handoff between Ariana and Huddleston were unsupervised and informal, conducted without court involvement or third-party presence. This created a vulnerable scenario without checks or protective oversight. Access to firearms. Despite the pending criminal charge for a concealed weapon violation, Huddleston retained access to a firearm. No legal action had restricted his possession rights. There was no search or seizure action undertaken related to his 2019 arrest. Social media behavior ignored. His online videos and posts, many confrontational and aggressive in nature, were public. Despite indications of erratic thinking or possible threats, no social media reports or law enforcement action occurred based on that digital activity. At approximately 10 a.m., Arian and Nicole Reed arrived at Park Plaza Apartments in Brown Deer, Wisconsin. Her visit was tied to a routine custody exchange involving her 2-year-old son, Egypt. The child's father, Larval Huddleston, resided in the apartment complex. The exchange had occurred multiple times before, typically without incident. Shortly after Reed's arrival, multiple gunshots were reported by residents. Emergency calls to 911 were made within minutes. According to police dispatch audio, callers described an active shooting scene, stating that a woman had been shot and was lying on the ground. Others reported seeing a man with a firearm shooting from a balcony. Gunshots were audible in the background of some calls. Police officers from the Brown Deer Police Department responded quickly and began to secure the perimeter of the complex. One of their squad cars was struck by gunfire, but no officers were injured during this exchange. At the same time, residents continued to evacuate or shelter in place. Eyewitnesses reported that the shooting happened rapidly. One man attempted to intervene when he saw Ariana being confronted by Huddleston. That man was also shot. Another resident was struck in the leg. The situation escalated rapidly from a domestic confrontation to a multi-victim shooting scene. 3 civilians were directly affected by the gunfire. Ariana Reed, 23 years old, was shot and killed at the scene. Her body was discovered outside the apartment complex near the parking area where the custody exchange was believed to have taken place. Michael Edward Anderson, age 31, was identified as the bystander who tried to intervene during the confrontation between Reed and Huddleston. He was also shot and killed near the scene of the initial shooting. Police later described his actions as an attempt to assist the victim before being fatally shot. Eric Lewis, another male resident of the complex, was shot in the leg and survived. He was treated at the hospital for his injuries and later released. The shooter did not attempt to flee after the attack. Instead, he returned to his apartment unit with his child still inside. Once inside his unit, Larval Huddleston initiated a live stream via his social media account. The video showed him speaking into the camera, appearing armed and making erratic statements. He acknowledged that his son was in the apartment with him. Portions of the live stream contained threats and references to the earlier shooting.
No, have somebody come get my son. He in the house with me. No. Yes. Hey, y'all, I just want to say I'm sorry. This is going to be the last day everybody hear from me, bro. This is going to be the last day y'all hear from me, bro. I'm sorry. There's just been too much going on. Police out here. Police right there. Somebody come get my son first. This not finna end well for nobody, cuz. Yeah, so I've been dealing with a lot, but trying to. Ain't nothing finna justify my actions, bro. I've been dealing with a lot. I just need somebody to get my son. Sorry, y'all. I'm just ready to, bro. Just ready to get this over with. I'm already shooting at the police and everything, bro. It's over with. It's over with. It's over with. That's a whole right there, bro. I'm not the right person, bro. Me mentally, like, I've been through too much. Just come get my son first. Yeah, because y'all finna have to kill me, bro. Because I'm going to shoot at y'all. So y'all might as well finish. I'm not finna shoot right now. Come get my son first. Matter of fact, just wait until his parents come. Y'all finna have to kill me. I'm not killing myself, bro. Because I'm ready to go. We done talking. Didn't I just shoot at you? We done talking. Straight up. Just come get my son, bro. That's it. Everything after this, we can just get it cracking. Straight up. I've been being played with mentally, all type of shit, bro. I'm not straight, bro. I'm not crazy, but it's a lot of shit I can't take, bro. Hold on. Tell them, because I've been dealing with this. Attention to everybody, bro. If you have a nigga around you or anything like that, bro, be mindful of what these niggas be going through, bro. Don't nobody like to be mindful of that shit and be playing games with them, bro. So, bro, it's already over with. Police all through this bitch. I ain't killing myself, though. That's over with. Alright, come on now. Yo. So, like I said, I'm sorry, bro. I be trying, but just don't be good enough. I'm not scaring y'all. Hey, I'm finna end this video, but Sean, any money you owe me, bro, give it to her parents. Any money you owe me, give it to her parents, and always check up on my son, bro. Stay in contact with her. I love everybody. I'm sorry, bro, but I'm telling you, that mental health shit is just, it's something else, bro. And I love everybody, bro. I love everybody that love me, bro. I'm not answering no phone. Hey, I'm in apartment 214. I'm finna kill myself. Just come get my son. He's gonna think this over. Bitch, it's not, bro. It's not. I never gave no fuck about none of that shit, bro. I had just fucking with me a long time ago. It's not. It's not.
Viewers online began to share the stream, and was eventually reported by media outlets and viewers to the authorities. Brown Deer police established a tactical perimeter around the apartment. Officers attempted to negotiate with the suspect, using both loudspeakers and phone communication. Crisis response protocols were activated. A specialized SWAT team was deployed to the scene due to the presence of a barricaded armed suspect and a minor. Throughout the standoff, officers did not fire any weapons. The shooter remained inside, periodically communicating or making statements through his live stream. No hostages were visible in the video, but the presence of the child complicated tactical options. After continued failed communication attempts and no further activity from inside the apartment, law enforcement breached the unit. When officers entered Huddleston's apartment, they found that he had died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. His body was discovered inside the unit, and his 2-year-old son, Egypt, was found nearby, physically unharmed. The child was removed from the apartment and placed into the custody of his maternal relatives.
Said the gunman shot 3 people Saturday morning, killing 2 of them before killing himself. One of the victims, family says, was the mother of his child. 12 News' Courtney Sisk sat down with her parents today, who say they're heartbroken.
Our little area is gone.
Parents torn apart by the death of their child. 23-year-old Ariana Reed was one of the victims shot and killed Saturday at the Park Plaza Apartments in Brown Deer.
They lost a star, a shining star, a precious rare diamond. She was everything to us.
Reed leaves behind her 2-year-old son, Egypt. Family tells 12 News she shared that child with the suspected shooter, who police say shot and killed himself.
What I admire most about her is that she was an awesome mother.
Good job.
It deeply saddens us that her son will not be able to see that spirit anymore.
Yes.
Reed's mother says Ariana was no longer in a relationship with the suspect and moved out just a few days ago. They say she still wanted to co-parent, telling 12 News she went to drop their child off to be with his dad at the apartments. They never imagined she wouldn't make it home.
My husband and I got a phone call around 10 in the morning, and it was him saying, "It's over, come get Egypt now."
That call came from the suspect.
From my understanding is when she dropped him off and as she was leaving, he shot her from the balcony and then ended up shooting the two people that was trying to help our daughter. So we believed that if they would have gotten her help, she still would have been with us.
Yes.
Her child is safe and now living with his grandparents.
What do you want Egypt to grow up to be?
Like her, to be caring, loving.
At this time, it's unclear if the other shooting victims knew the suspect or if they were just trying to help. In Brown Deer, Courtney Sisk, WISN 12 News.
The entire active incident, from a first 911 call to tactical entry, lasted approximately 2 hours. Investigators and forensic units remained at the scene well into the afternoon to collect evidence, conduct interviews, and secure the area for follow-up procedures. The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's Office later released the findings related to the 3 deceased individuals. Ariana Reed, cause of death was ruled as homicide by firearm. She sustained multiple gunshot wounds to the upper body. Michael Edward Anderson, also ruled as homicide. His autopsy confirmed fatal injuries consistent with being shot at close to mid-range. Larval Huddleston, declared dead by suicide. A self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head was the official cause. Toxicology screenings and additional forensic tests were conducted as part of the standard investigative process. The Brown Deer Police Department confirmed in its post-incident press conference that no officers discharged their weapons during the event. The sole shots fired during the entire operation came from the suspect. In compliance with Wisconsin law, an external review was conducted by the Wauwatosa Police Department. This was done to ensure transparency regarding law enforcement's use of force and tactical decisions. The report concluded that the Brown Deer PD acted in accordance with protocol and that there were no procedural violations during the incident. The live stream and body cam footage were also reviewed as part of the internal case file. In the hours and days following the incident, residents of the Park Plaza apartments and surrounding neighborhoods expressed shock and concern about what had occurred. Many residents reported feeling unsafe due to the ease with which the incident escalated and the presence of children in the area. Local officials publicly classified the event as a domestic violence-related multiple shooting. The involvement of a child, the presence of social media live streaming, and the public nature of the shooting prompted broader conversations about domestic abuse and safety during custody exchanges. Crime scene technicians remained on site for hours, photographing bullet casings, blood patterns, and digital devices. The parking lot and nearby units were taped off as crime scenes. Witness interviews were conducted with multiple residents and family members. In the days following the death of Ariana Reed, the community organized a public vigil at Milwaukee Marshall High School, where Ariana had once been a student. The vigil was attended by family, classmates, educators, friends, and concerned residents from across Milwaukee. Candles were lit, and attendees gathered in silence before community members spoke about Ariana's life and the circumstances of her death. Several family members publicly emphasized the need for stronger awareness around domestic violence. Their messages highlighted how seemingly routine custody exchanges could become fatal when underlying tensions go unaddressed. The vigil served both as a memorial and a call to action, shifting the focus toward prevention strategies and community accountability. Organizers used the gathering to push for further dialogue around domestic abuse, co-parenting risks, and the lack of safeguards in formal custody arrangements. The vigil marked the beginning of local conversations on how to implement protective measures for women in high-risk domestic situations. A GoFundMe campaign was launched shortly after Ariana's death. Its primary purpose was to cover funeral expenses and secure financial stability for her 2-year-old son, Egypt. The campaign received significant attention on social media platforms. Community members, local businesses, and anonymous donors contributed steadily over the following weeks. Supporters also used the campaign's comment section to share memories, express solidarity, and raise awareness about the growing number of young women lost to domestic violence. Our unit's story spread through digital platforms, gaining attention from local media outlets and sparking additional fundraising events, including charity walks and awareness drives. The campaign demonstrated a collective effort to ensure Egypt's well-being after the tragedy and reflected the broader concern from Milwaukee's residents about how such violence affects the next generation. News of the incident and the disturbing detail of the shooter live streaming the standoff gained rapid traction online. The video circulated briefly before being taken down by platforms and flagged by law enforcement. However, by then, significant public outrage had already built. Many social media users questioned why there were no safeguards in place during the custody exchange. Calls were made for supervised exchange centers, which would ensure parent handoff children in controlled, monitored environments. Posts from local activists, residents, and advocacy groups called the event a preventable failure. The presence of a child during the act, combined with the shooter's decision to broadcast parts of the incident, raised new concerns about how violent individuals exploit digital platforms. The situation reignited debates about platform responsibility, the dangers of real-time social media violence, and the psychological effects of such content on viewers, especially minors who may encounter it. At the time of the incident, the shooter, Larval Huddleston, had a pending charge for carrying a concealed weapon. Despite this, he remained in possession of a firearm. The pending court case had been delayed multiple times, partly due to COVID-19 related backlogs in the Milwaukee County court system. Questions emerged around whether the justice system had failed to restrict his access to weapons. Legal analysts and community members pointed out that individuals with active gun charges should have been flagged, limiting their ability to obtain or retain firearms. The timeline revealed that his court date had been postponed more than once, and no protective measures or restrictions had been enforced during the interim. This gap enabled him to retain a weapon that was ultimately used in the fatal shooting. The incident was classified as domestic violence related. However, no restraining orders or official police records indicated previous abuse between the two parties. The lack of formal reports meant no intervention could be triggered by law enforcement or the court system. Following the shooting, advocates pointed to the need for proactive screening in co-parenting disputes, even when physical abuse hasn't been reported. Several groups call for legal reforms that would make supervised custody exchanges mandatory when tension is suspected, especially in relationships with prior criminal histories. The case revealed how informal co-parenting arrangements, without oversight, can become high-risk environments. Experts in domestic violence prevention also noted that many victims don't report verbal threats or psychological abuse, leaving authorities without legal cause to intervene until it's too late. Review of the shooter's social media activity before the incident showed concerning behavior. While he did not make direct threats online, his posts included erratic comments and unstable speech patterns. Some viewers suggested he displayed signs of mental health deterioration. Despite these warning signs, there was no public record of any mental health evaluations or crisis interventions involving Huddleston. No court-ordered psychiatric assessments were conducted, even during his pending criminal proceedings. Community discussions raised the issue of whether routine mental health screenings should accompany custody disputes or gun-related charges. Mental health experts suggested that early intervention could have provided an opportunity to address the behavioral warning signs before the situation escalated to violence. The legal system offered no restraining orders, no custody court oversight, and no formal intervention prior to the shooting. The pandemic had contributed to slowed court operations, but the delays had real-world consequences. Even with a concealed weapon charge on record, the lack of a conviction meant no firearm restrictions were automatically triggered. Additionally, no system flagged the custody arrangement as a potential threat, since no prior DV orders had been filed. Advocates questioned why protocols didn't exist for parents with violent histories to undergo supervised exchanges. The lack of legal checks and delays in resolution directly contributed to an environment where lethal violence could unfold without early warning or legal prevention. After the incident, Ariana's son Egypt was placed in the care of maternal family members. While physically unharmed, he was present during the shooting and standoff. Family members later confirmed that he had been inside the apartment when his father died by suicide. Experts and child advocates identified long-term mental health care as a critical need. Egypt, having lost both parents in a violent incident at a formative age, is at risk of lasting emotional trauma. Therapy, counseling, and educational support are expected to be part of his long-term care plan. The GoFundMe and other community efforts have focused partially on creating financial resources for his future needs. In the weeks following Ariana's death, her family began speaking publicly about the need for legislative and community change. They expressed interest in advocating for domestic violence reforms in Wisconsin and emphasized the need for supervised custody exchanges. They also discussed plans to partner with local nonprofit organizations focused on violence prevention. Several family members indicated they would be involved in future awareness events and possibly pursue civil action against entities that may have failed to act. Their mission now centers around using Ariana's story to prevent similar outcomes for other families. Across Milwaukee, the incident led to renewed dialogue about domestic violence, firearm safety, and the limitations of the legal system in protecting women and children. Local organizations reported an increase in outreach inquiries and demand for protective services in the weeks following the event. In broader public spaces, conversations around informal co-parenting arrangements and their inherent risks became more common. Public officials and advocates call for updated guidelines, funding for supervised exchange centers, and court reforms to expedite cases involving known risk factors. The impact of Ariana Reed's case reached beyond the city limits. It continues to shape how communities understand and respond to the intersecting issues of violence, family law, and public safety. If you found this story as gripping and heartbreaking as we did, don't forget to like this video and share it with others. And if you want to hear more true crime stories that uncover the mysteries behind these tragic events, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest stories, updates, and discussions. Thank you for joining us on this journey to seek justice and explore the truth.